The Senate is currently sending a strong message concerning the proposed 2026 national budget, and this is not small news at all. Lawmakers are openly saying that if the figures presented by the executive arm of government are not realistic, they may reduce the total amount before passing it into law. This is serious because the national budget is the financial plan that controls how money will be spent across the country for the whole year. If you're already following this conversation, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss important updates like this. Now, what exactly is happening? The proposed 2026 budget is valued at over 58 trillion naira. It is one of the largest budgets in Nigeria's history. The government says the budget is designed to strengthen the economy, improve infrastructure,
support security, increase social development, and continue economic reforms. On paper, it looks ambitious and forward-looking. However, members of the Senate are asking tough questions. They are concerned about the revenue projections. In simple terms, they are asking, where will the money come from? A budget is only as strong as the income that will support it. If projected income does not come in as expected, then borrowing increases, debt rises, and implementation becomes weak. The Senate believes that some of the revenue targets may be too optimistic. They want more realistic estimates before they approve such a large spending plan. If you think this discussion is important, please like this video and subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps you informed about what affects you directly. During recent sessions, lawmakers questioned key members of the economic team. They examined oil production targets, tax revenue expectations, and other income sources. Oil revenue is still a major part of Nigeria's earnings, even though the country is trying to diversify. If oil production does not meet projected levels, revenue will fall short. The Senate does not want a situation where the country plans based on numbers that may not happen. Another concern raised is budget implementation from previous years. Senators pointed out that capital releases in earlier budgets were not fully implemented. In simple words, money approved for projects was not released or used as planned. Roads, hospitals, schools, and other projects depend on capital funding. If previous budgets were not fully implemented, John lawmakers want assurance that the 2026 budget will not face the same problem. This is why some senators are saying clearly that if corrections are not made, they may reduce the total amount of the proposed budget. That means some allocations could be cut. Certain ministries, departments, or agencies may receive less than requested. This is part of the checks and balances between the legislative and executive arms of government. If you are following closely, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. These discussions shape Nigeria's economic future, and staying informed is important. Now let us look deeper. The government argues that the revenue targets are achievable. Officials say reforms in tax administration, improved transparency in oil revenue, and efforts to block leakages will increase government income. So then they describe some of the targets as stretch goals. That means they are ambitious but meant to push agencies to perform better. The Senate, however, is not fully convinced. Lawmakers believe that budgets should be built on conservative estimates, not optimistic expectations. Their position is simple. It is better to underpromise and overdeliver than to overpromise and struggle later. This debate is not just political talk. It affects every Nigerian. When a budget is realistic and properly implemented, projects move forward smoothly. Salaries are paid on time. Infrastructure improves. Businesses gain confidence. But when a budget is too ambitious without enough income support, delays happen. Payments are postponed. Contractors wait. Economic activities slow down. If you care about how government decisions affect daily life, please like this video and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments as well. Another issue connected to this conversation is the national debt level. Nigeria, like many countries, borrows to finance part of its budget. Borrowing is not automatically bad, but it must be controlled. If revenue projections fail, borrowing increases. Debt servicing then takes a large portion of government income. This leaves less money for development. Some senators have openly expressed concern that approving a very large budget without realistic backing could increase pressure on the nation's finances. They want discipline and transparency. They want stronger monitoring of how funds are spent. At the same time, there are Nigerians who argue that a large budget is necessary. They say the country needs heavy investment in infrastructure, security, agriculture, education, and health. They believe that cutting the budget too much may slow down development. This is why the debate is intense. Both sides claim they are protecting national interest. Let us break this down simply. If the Senate reduces the budget, some projects may be scaled down, some spending plans may be adjusted, but supporters of a cut believe it will force the government to focus on priority areas and eliminate waste. On the other hand, if the Senate approves the full amount after adjustments, it could signal confidence in the government's reform efforts. This situation also highlights how democracy works. The executive proposes. The legislature reviews, questions, and amends. It is not unusual for budgets to go through negotiation before final approval. In fact, this process is designed to ensure accountability. Please remember to like this video and subscribe so you can follow the full development of this story. There is also public interest in how funds will be distributed across sectors. Security remains a major priority. Infrastructure development continues to demand large capital allocation. Social programs aimed at reducing hardship also require funding. The balance between spending and revenue generation is delicate. Economic analysts are watching closely. Investors pay attention to signals from the National Assembly. When lawmakers insist on fiscal discipline, it can build confidence. But prolonged disagreement between branches of government can also create uncertainty. At this point, negotiations are ongoing. The Senate has not yet made a final decision to cut the budget, but the warning is clear. They want revisions, explanations, and evidence that the numbers add up. This is a critical period. As the discussion continues, committees will review line-by-line allocations. Adjustments may be proposed. Meetings between lawmakers and the executive team are expected to continue. The outcome will shape Nigeria's financial direction for 2026. If you are finding this explanation clear and helpful, please like this video and subscribe. It encourages more balanced and informative discussions like this. Now think about this. What does this mean for ordinary citizens? If the budget becomes more realistic and better implemented, the positive effect can be felt in improved services and stronger economic stability. If disagreements delay approval, it could slow down government activities. Timing also matters because government planning depends on early budget passage. So one thing is certain. The Senate wants to send a message that budget approval is not automatic. It must be justified. Every naira must be accounted for. Transparency and accountability are becoming stronger demands in public finance discussions. The coming weeks will reveal whether the executive will adjust its projections or defend them strongly. It may also show how united lawmakers are on this issue. Sometimes political interests influence economic debates, but the official position remains centered on fiscal responsibility. This development is significant because it sets the tone for future budgets. If the Senate successfully pushes for more conservative projections, it could change how budgets are prepared in coming years. Again, please like this video and subscribe so you can stay updated as this story unfolds. We will continue to monitor every stage of this process. The final version of the 2026 budget will reflect compromise, negotiation, and careful review. Whether it remains at over 58 trillion naira or is reduced, the decision will send a strong signal about Nigeria's economic management approach.